All right, we're here with another Head Coach's Digital Media Day for the South Atlantic Conference. We're here with Head Coach Tim Clifton from Mars Hill. Coach, thanks for taking some time today to chat.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So 31 years, entering your 31st year at Mars Hill. Stability is not something you think about a lot when you think about college football, especially these days. What has been the key to sustaining your success there at Mars Hill?
Well, it's just been a good marriage over the years, and as time went on, you just found a place that you feel great about and feel comfortable with, and evidently they feel comfortable with you, and it's just been a fabulous marriage for us and for this university, and both my children went to school here and graduated from here, and my wife is a professor here, so. And we have our defense coordinator has been here 36 years. Our D-line coach has been here 33. Our offense coordinator has been here 25. I'm counting COVID. I'm really starting my 32nd year here. So it's we've been able to keep our staff together. And when you can do that, when you can keep your guys together, it's fantastic.
And still a ton of success after all this time. 15-5 in your last two seasons. You made the SAC championship game a couple years ago. Last year just came a little short, but still another really, really good season at 8-2. Talk about the success of the last couple of years.
Well, I think COVID really, really helped us. I know a lot of people, when COVID came, we just handled it different than everybody else. And our players bought into the way we handled it. And the way we did it. And then as they started buying into the time that we were practicing, and back then you could practice basically when you wanted to because COVID, there was no games and no spring type rules deal. But we just practiced a little bit each day, basically, on the days we could. Mm-hmm. And our goal was not to worry about what happened in the spring season. Our goal was to get better as a team. And we played every single kid during that time period. So every player stayed with us. So when in the end, a couple of years later, all our guys are fifth-year seniors, and it made a huge difference. And we still got maybe 4 from that group on this team right here. But we were able to keep our guys when a lot of people were losing their guys.
You talk about this team right here. You just got picked to finish 4th in the preseason poll. I know every coach you talk to doesn't put any stock in that, but talk about kind of the target on the back a little bit. I guess the first team in your division picked.
Yeah, I think we've been picked last before and been in the top 2. Over the years we've been picked up top and went to the bottom, so I don't pay a whole lot of attention to those things. I think the guys try to get motivated off of it and that, but the thing with this league, every time you play, you better come to play. It's no different for us. It's no different than the SEC. I mean, you better come to play every week because you can get beat anytime in this week. And we played some games where I don't know how we won them, and we did, and I don't know how we lost them, and we did. And somebody goes, well, if you're a coach, you ought to know both ends of that thing. But really, it's such a strong league. And now all of a sudden, I might be the only guy left. I might be the only guy standing. I guess Todd Knight, he's still standing. He's still standing down there, but it seems like in the last 3 years, everything has turned over. And there was a time where in this league, there were guys that had been in it 8-10 years at least. And then Joe Wright sent me a text the other day, said, you're the only coach left in the Mountain Division. So it's for us, I think our goal is we got to get better every day. And then we got to take care of the journey that's in front of us in the process. And we can't worry about scoreboards and things of that nature. We got to take care of what we do and do it at the best of our ability.
When I think of Morris Hill, I think about like offense, putting up a bunch of points on the board. You scored 27 a game last year. Looking at the offensive side of the ball, you have four returning all conference performers, all kind of skill players with your quarterback, a running back, receiver, and a tight end. What are you looking forward from those guys? J.R. Martin leading the way as the quarterback there.
Well, JR had a really good year last year. He came in, he learned our offense. He's a really good athlete, and he's really smart, throws a good ball, and you got to hem him in. If you putting pressure on him, you better get him on the ground, because if he starts running, he's just as dangerous as he is throwing it. And then having Boda Berry at tight end and Malik Laurent at wide out, that helps him. That gives him two really good targets, throw at in. John Gillette as a running back, and John has really good hands out of the backfield. And we have a few veterans coming back, and Simeon Thompson and Noah Pittman. Where we've got to make some adjustments is up front. We lost, I think, the best two offensive tackles in this league. We lost them last year, and won the Eccles blocking trophy. But I thought we had the best two offensive tackles in the league. And when you lose those two guys, now you got some work to do. And those were two guys that made it through COVID and stayed for their fifth year. And I think we got to make some adjustments there, find who we can plug in and play, and then I think we'll be fine. I think we're going to have some really, like you said, some really good skill kids.
Then looking, I guess, at the defensive side of the ball, 3 preseason all-conference selections and 1 at each level of the defense: D-line, linebacker, defensive back. You got some good playmakers back there. You got Boris Lewis on the line, Fitzpatrick, the linebacker. We've heard his name a bunch through his career, and then Tristan Rankin on the back end. Talk a little bit about the defense.
Yeah, and Boris is, as we all know, is one of the best defensive linemen in this league. He can do so many things. He has unbelievable athletic ability. You'll look at him and you'll go, how does he make all those plays? Because he's not a 6'4" guy or a 6'3" guy, but he is a phenomenal athlete. He can do so many things and run a lot better than he looks, if that makes sense. He can really make plays, and he's been a mainstay in there for us for the last couple of years. And then Fitzpatrick has been a starting linebacker here since he was a freshman. And a couple of years ago, he hurt his knee and was out for the year after the East Tennessee State game. And so he's able to come back, but he has ability. He has a knack to rush the passer. He has a knack to know the angles, and he's a good tackler, and he has real good football knowledge. And then Rankin he's been starting since his freshman year, and his freshman year he led the nation in interceptions. So I think his ability to break on the ball really helps him, and now he's got all that. He's been here a long time now, and so what happens now is he's used to playing the style we play, but he's also used to a lot of offenses. And I say that, but they're all fixing to change. Every offense and defense is about to change.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be a really big challenge. You kind of hit on that a little bit with the Joe Wright text, but just having so much turnover in the league in general, but especially your division. I mean, I think we have 8 new head coaches. Your whole division is new. How difficult is that? I mean, you have no idea what to game plan for, right?
No, we fortunately, I don't want to say we open up with Delta State, so we don't open up with anybody in the league, but it'll give us a chance to watch the other schools play and what the coaches are trying to accomplish and what they're going to do. And but it'll be a learning process for us. They have an advantage, I think, because if they go back over the years and look at the film, we are who we are. Being an old man, I'm sort of in a rut as far as we go. sometimes, but our assistant coaches, they really have stayed within the game itself, and they're really good football coaches, and they know how to game adjust. They know how to do game plans, and I just sort of getting away sometimes. So main thing I look at is personnel. Like they do all the other game plan and everything, but they'll have their hands full because they're gonna have to really take a good look at what somebody's really trying to do. Every coach, they have a plan. They know what they want to do and the things they want to do. So we got to figure it out real fast what their thinking is and what they really are trying to do. So it'll be a new challenge, for us.
Yeah, and you hit on the schedule a little bit. That was my next and probably last question was like a really challenging schedule in a couple different ways. Obviously, your non-conference, you play Delta State, which they're a power in this region, but then you're off for it looks like a couple weeks, right? You have the early game, then you have a couple buys in there, and you don't play again until September 21st. So you have a challenging game and then a lot of time in between. What's that going to look like for Marcel?
That's a great question. I've never had that much time in between. I like an off week somewhere for sure, but I never had that much time off. So we couldn't find a game. I mean, we couldn't get anybody to play us. We even we're going to travel, and we even offered some money just to get a game, and we just couldn't get anybody to play us. It's not like I'm jumping up and down, can't wait to play Delta State. I mean, and it almost was Delta State, West Alabama, and Lenore Ryan back to back. But if you look at our schedule, I think it's going to be maybe the toughest schedule in Division II, because when you open with Delta, then you got Lenore Ryan, then you got Wingate, then you got Newberry. I don't know how it gets any harder. Then you got Carson Newman. It can't get much harder than that. And so we've got a tough road ahead of us. After we play Delta, we might need 2 weeks to look and see where we are. But we also are going to try to play a JV game in there and let our young guys play, and so we can get a look at them. So it's the first time in really I've been doing it 49 years. First time I ever had 2 back-to-backs like that.
Well, yeah, there you go. So we'll wrap it up just with this question. You just mentioned 49 years, 31 as the head coach at Mars Hill. What are you most excited about? What still gets you fired up in 2024 to coach some football and get after it for Mars Hill?
Well, the players, I mean, they're the ones that do it. Just like in a meeting, last night, it's just being with them, being around them, watching them, seeing their excitement. And it's all about them. It's all about the players, and they keep you motivated. They keep you going. And then, we're still growing this mullet. So we're going to see if that'll keep us hyped just a little bit, but the players and just their energy, and you got to draw for their energy. And then you got to be good enough that with your energy that they're going to turn around and draw off yours. So, I'm just looking forward to doing it again. And, it's going to be exciting. And man, I love our players. I love our kids. We got really, really good young men, and I enjoy being around them.
Well, appreciate you taking some time today, Coach Clifton. I can say you got picked 4th in the preseason poll, but you got #1 coach's hair in the league. I got to give you that one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a challenge with one of our former players. He's paying money for every. So we've been taking his money, and as soon as I get his savings account, I'll go cut this thing. But I want all his savings account, all his stocks and bonds.
Well, there you go. All right, Coach. Well, best of luck this season, and we wish you and Marcel all the best.
Thank you. I appreciate you reaching out to me.
Thanks for taking some time today.